my lifestyle. It's my lifestyle.
That's like, who was the biggest player in the late 90s? It was Michael Jordan. It was Tiger Woods. It was Derek Jeter. Who was bigger?
Probably MJ.
MJ, right?
Yeah.
But not by a lot. Derek Jeter still revered. Tiger Woods, best golfer all time. You want to throw in hockey, we can talk about Wayne Gretzky at some point in time, right?
He was done by then.
I know. But I'm saying, like, he had that same gravitas inside the sport and outside the sport that carried weight.
Yep.
Who's the biggest player in the NBA right now?
I mean, you could say LeBron, but like I feel like there's levels to that. Giannis,
So cool. So like,
Steph.
I would tell you it's LeBron and it's Steph.
Okay.
Then there's a drop, right? It's LeBron and Steph, and then there's a drop.
Do you think Giannis is hindering himself a lot by staying in Milwaukee?
No, I just think Giannis has to do more to get to the level that both those two guys are going to get to.
Sure.
He's physically dominant, but he looks like he's doing it at the same way LeBron did, but worse.
Okay.
Right? He's a discount LeBron at this point because at the same age, LeBron had also already been to so many different finals and had been to the playoffs so many times and was on runs of success that had never been seen before.
Right.
That Giannis just hasn't, and he has a good team, and they're going to be a good team this year, and they're going to have a shot. And if he can start stringing together like some legendary seasons on top of it, yeah, he could get there. But I would say Steph Curry because he changed the game with this three-point shooting stuff.
Yep.
And LeBron just because he won at a level that no one's ever won at. And they're superstars. Who's the biggest player in baseball? We talk about, right? Mike Trout, Bryce Harper. Let's choose Bryce Harper just because.
I mean, if we're talking about like the same like parameters, I don't think it's either of those guys.
You think it's Fernando?
Probably someone like that, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Like in terms of like great player, but also great in the media. And
Let's go with Fernando Tatis.
Sure.
Fernando Tatis is not in the top 20 most famous basketball players.
What?
Fernando Tatis.
Yeah.
Is less famous, less fun, less loved than any of the people in the top 20 players in the NBA.
Oh, that doesn't surprise
That's
me.
the problem. But that's what I'm saying is if you go back to 1996, you go back to 1998, 1999, right? The difference between it was MJ and then it was Derek Jeter. It wasn't it's MJ and then it's Pippen and then it's Ewing and then it's Shaq and then it's no. It was him. It was Tiger Woods. It was Derek Jeter. It was all the different sports had a guy who was comparably up at the same point. Fernando Tatis can't hold jock. Now I see Dennis smirk eyes over there. I can't see anything else.
Yeah, so I looked up the most followed accounts for athletes on Instagram, and of course Ronaldo and Messi you'd expect to be the top two. Number 3 is a cricket player in India.
Yep, that makes sense too.
You got 1 billion people.
The largest population in the world.
Yep. But LeBron is 5th, and then everything else is just soccer essentially. So you're looking at even just globally, soccer's huge.
We're going globally because everybody else in the world, like soccer's the only sport that they can beat America at. So of course it's continued to reign.
In reality, last year, Shohei Ohtani was the most famous baseball player.
So, but even if you take Shohei Ohtani,
yeah,
Shohei Ohtani would not be in the top 20
for
basketball
sure.
players.
But that's what I'm saying.
We talk about Kevin Durant,
yes,
and we talk about James Harden, and we talk about Giannis, and we talk about LeBron, and we talk about freaking Ja Morant. We talk about what's his name, Shaq and Barkley's baby. What's his name? Zion. So Zion was talked
Future
about
Nick?
more. Huh?
Future Nick?
No, he won't be a future Nick. I don't think that's actually a thing. So if you want to get into Knicks talk, I think the Knicks traded for Cam Reddish. I don't actually think he ever plays for the Knicks. I think the Knicks are going to trade Cam Reddish to the Dallas Mavericks for Brunson, their point guard, and they're just going to flip-flop because Doncic is a ball-dominant small forward, and he likes to pass. That he needs a guy on the wing who can score with him, that he can distribute out to. That's Cam. Mm-hmm. Brunson is a classic point guard. He's been very, very good. The Knicks need a point guard.
Cool. So,
moving on.
Yes.
So going back, like when you look at all of this stuff, It's just no baseball player is fun, comparable at scale to anybody else.
Not even close.
Where would you put Fernando Tatis against NFL players? Because this is where I'll get a little more open, right? This is where I'm open. What's the downside for NFL players?
Career longevity.
I was thinking that they wear helmets, you can't see their face.
Sure.
Right? So like people kind of know what these guys look like, but you're in a sport where you cover your face the entire time. People can't really see what you look like. They need to see you in interviews or anything else for us to go. Mm-hmm. So let's say Tom Brady is the most famous guy in the sport, right? We can go. We all agree with that,
that's
right?
Safe call.
Where's Tatis to Tom Brady?
Not even close.
Not even close.
Tom Brady is LeBron. Patrick Mahomes is Curry.
Josh Allen about to overtake a whole bunch of people.
Yes and no.
Josh Allen puts.
Is he going to be on Madden next year?
Josh Allen has a shot of being on Madden.
So, but like I think that's a very real Mahomes and
I
Brady
actually
were the
think
previous cover.
Joe Burrow ends up on the cover before Josh Allen.
I think so.
Because he was the former first overall pick.
But not even that. His fame from college, heavy carryover.
Facts.
I love Joe Burrow. I loved watching him. He's electric, and I love. Don't get me wrong. I love Josh Allen.
Yeah,
he's electric
Josh
also.
Allen way better player than Joe Burrow.
Sure,
but
yeah,
Joe Burrow
from fame, absolutely.
Big D Joe, I get it. Like, and that's my point. Like, we're now going down the line. Joe Burrow is more famous than Fernando Tatis, Shohei Ohtani.
So I think we can stick with quarterbacks and wide receivers probably in terms of like well-known names. Where would you put Tatis among those?
Behind Mahomes, behind Russell Wilson, behind Lamar Jackson.
Yep.
Behind Aaron Rodgers, behind Tom Brady.
For sure.
Behind Joe Burrow. Behind potentially Trevor Lawrence, even though Trevor Lawrence had a bad rookie year, but the reality is you gotta carry that college career because of the college career, because of the exposure. So like that matters. But behind Tyreek Hill, behind Justin Jefferson, behind Jamar Chase. Yeah. And then I think you start getting into a conversation where I could say, like, okay, he's there.
Yeah. Okay. That's
right.
I think that's about right.
Then I'm talking about you got to compete though against the Josh Allens, the Stephon Diggs, the players like that who are the Hopkins. Like,
yeah, that's
now you're competing against a layer of guys who are like that, who have an air about them.
Was my kind of comp.
So D-Hop to me.
And I probably
Devontae Adams I didn't even mention because I don't think Adams off the field is considered a superstar.
No, definitely not.
Right? So like I don't give him. Tyreek Hill has his YouTube channel. He does all these different shows. He does all this stuff. So we're now talking that you got to go deep in your collection.
Yep.
To have guys who comp out against the top guys in either of the other two big sports. Yeah. What are we discussing at this point? Like you're so far behind. You're so far behind. And it's not even like remotely in a ballpark.
Did you see some Dallas Mavericks game that Clayton Kershaw was at, and they took a picture. I think it was of two guys from the Cowboys, and then it was like, oh wait, Clayton Kershaw is in that picture. Look, it's Clayton Kershaw. And it was like the blurry, like zoomed in, like oh he's actually sitting next to them, and I thought that was just hysterical. It was like that's literally a baseball players being famous in a nutshell.
Facts. If Jacob deGrom went to a basketball game outside of New York, I would tell you that most people wouldn't know that it's him.
Yep.
Ryan Fitzpatrick goes to a Buffalo Bills game.
That was so hype.
And it is on every social media. It's everywhere.
Yep.
Guys, it's Ryan Fitzpatrick. We're talking about a dude who's the 30th best quarterback in the NFL. And he goes to another game, and it's all over. It's on ESPN. It's in social media. It's in this. What does baseball have? If you're a baseball player right now, why are you not out in the public eye all of the time?
Facts.
All of the time.
Yeah.
Carlos Correa, you want people to pay you big bucks? Bro, show up. Why were you not at the Dallas Cowboys game in Texas? Right? Like, why were you not in a suite there hanging out with Jerry Jones?
I get why you're not at the Houston Texans game. I get that.
Facts. I understand they weren't playing last weekend. But, like, why are you not out running around
He should be. So like, he was at the Knicks game a couple months ago, pre-lockout, and it sparked a whole controversy.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you should
He should be in all those markets.
Bro, you want that. You want people talking about you constantly, because then your agent, if they're smart, and your marketing people, if they're like me, are going to look at the team and they're going to go,
your fan base.
Did you guys see how much he lifted news for your team? Just by going to the game. Imagine what he could do if we actually started to put some money behind this and started to put him in these events, sending him to different things. What if we send him to the Met Gala, right? What if we do all this other stuff? For those who, it's not the Mets Gala, it's the Met Gala. So
Metropolitan Museum of Art.
You guys can all look it up and find out what it is. But go and do it. It's this big thing. Why are they not there? You got NBA guys there. You got tennis players there, right? Serena Williams is there.
Naomi Osaka.
You're not there. Why?
It's a great question.
And now I know why DeGrom's not there. DeGrom secured the bag a long ass time ago. He rich. He don't want to be famous. He wants everybody to forget about him when he's off the field. He wants to just be a rich dude that nobody knows. And because the game has played like that, it's dying and nobody wants to bring it up. Your stars don't want to be stars. Fernando Tatis comes out and wants to be a star. And like, he slumps for even a little bit. Oh, see? It's because you were celebrating. What?
Yep.
Your quiet guy slumps too.
The generic answer for like what I can put together is like the reasoning behind this is the generalization that you're a baseball player. Go be a baseball player. Go act like a baseball player should. Don't deviate. Don't be excessive celebration. Don't be bat flipping. Don't be having crazy cleats. Like that was always kind of like the knock on like how kind of players have been developing their own like personal brands, quote unquote, on the field. And I think that's what's really holding everybody back is because they're not leaning into.
Do you know what I think that is? And I want to ask you if you agree with this kind of concept.
Okay.
Do you think that's because the average age of an MLB player is older than all of the other sports? Do you think it's because I have old men on my team at scale? And when I say old men, I mean guys who are 35.
Right, you get your NFL guys 21.
Yeah, like you got dudes retiring age 32 and walking away from the game.
I could definitely see that being the case. I also think for the majority of the players, they have to go to small town America first to do all of this. They're not famous out of the gate. So, and it's hammered into them like you have to work, and then you can eventually get to the show. And then when you get to the show, you're not getting your bag. You're going to have to, if you're not Fernando Tatis, you're going to have to work and earn your playing time. You're going to be that 24th guy on the roster. And then eventually maybe you do great, cool, but then you still have to figure out all the contract stuff before you get your money. And then because you're young, should you be kind of pushing to have your personal brand out there and be famous? Or should you shut your mouth and just try and be great on the field to earn your money and kind of like, earn respect and all that? It's a tough
And I feel
route.
like it's not mutually exclusive, but it's treated like it is.
Yeah.
Right? Like you're telling me because Justin Jefferson does the gritty that he's not working on his routes? Because Josh Allen has a handshake with every single guy on the offense, a different handshake, and he knows like 39 different ones that he does every game day. Because he's spending time on handshakes, that he's not spending time analyzing defenses. Guys, this antiquated idea that all you ever needed to do was just focus on grinding. Like, dudes were going home and drinking scotch and doing nothing. You thought they were home and they were just watching film or just doing... Nah, guys. They lived lives. They were going out and doing stuff. You just didn't see it because there wasn't social media. Now there's social media, so when they're on vacation, you're like, oh, no, why are you on vacation, man? You shouldn't be on vacation. You should be grinding. Because a fan base wants everybody else to work. But the fan base is out here like, yeah, but I need my Saturdays and Sundays completely off. I need my 2 weeks vacation. Like, don't mess with that. Hey, 5 o'clock, don't text me about work after 5 p.m. Like, that's my personal time. I don't want to talk about you during my personal time. But my players, 24 hours, 7 days a week, you better be my player. And it's just so just created in baseball, especially where they can't move from it because you have the old guys telling the young guys how they have to be. And we talked about it. Bryce Harper, it got whipped out of him at some point. Because he was big and wild and free. And now he's mad quiet and he's more reserved. It's less about the fun. My dude was still in his 20s. And the fun was gone.
I actually think it was when he went to the Phillies.
Yeah.
Like he won the home run derby and stuff the year before he signed, and I think once he went there, it was gone. Like he has had a little bit of flair, but not even remotely close to when he was younger. Not even close.
And like, I missed that. I heard about Lindor. Going to be all this energy, all these smiles, all this stuff. I didn't see it this year. Now maybe it's part of it is going to a new team. There's all this other stuff. We know the Mets had drama filled inside their team because there was guys who were like, don't be like that, because the culture there was very quiet. And his loud aggressiveness was not liked by some of the older guys. And I think that's one of the reasons why Pete Alonso slumped in between 2 years, is because I think Pete wanted to be bold and reckless, and everybody was telling him, nah, yo, be quiet and just do your job. See, you're slumping. Just focus on hitting. Don't be yourself.
I'm sure for Lindor, that was a little bit when he got there. Obviously, he wasn't playing that great, so I'm sure he dialed it back somewhat. And obviously, there was the Jeff McNeil thing, and there was stuff behind the scenes for sure. But Javi Baez got there. His second half of the season was pretty solid.
Once he started being himself,
right? He
when
relaxed
he did
a little,
the thumbs down thing and all that, right? That was him being too touchy. That you're not being yourself. When he went back to being himself, he played better and he played amazing. And then he ends up signing a big deal and moving on, right? Because he played so well.
Yep.
Right. I think his OPS was close to 1,000, and his on base percentage was up. Everything was up. He played like the player everybody would dream for him to be, who he had not been in his career. And the question is, who is he going to really be? But yeah, I think more guys just need to be themselves. And this again, I bring it back up, and I don't mean to always talk about my teams, but Josh Allen. Josh Allen stays being goofy himself.
Oh, yeah.
That is the guy he is. He is not changing for everybody else. He's not going to go out there and try to be this person or this person. Nah, I'm having fun. I love playing football. I have handshakes with the guys on my team. I'm laughing. I'm going to run dudes over. I'm going to stiff arm them. I'm going to talk crap to linebackers. And linebackers can tell me they're going to run me over, and then I stiff arm them into the ground.
Yeah.
And they go, we can't say nothing to this guy. This guy can talk back to everybody. And because he's been more himself and less trying to be when he was younger, be perfect and become this quarterback that everybody wanted him to be, just be yourself, he's found success.
Yep. And I want home run derby Pete Alonso.
Fast.
Give me that all the time.
And that's what he was second half.
Yep.
And they'll go to the moon. Everybody, the last time he did it, right, afterwards everybody was probably like, yo, humble yourself. Humble yourself. Just because you won doesn't matter. Humble your and he didn't play as well. And I think you stifle him by making him second half. He felt like, yo, Lindor's here, Javi's here, all these guys are here. I'm going to be myself. I'm going to rap. I'm going to play around. I got Stroman out here talking his raspy everywhere. So if Stroman's saying what he's saying, I can absolutely do whatever the hell I want.
Oh, yeah.
The dumbest thing Pete did was guys, don't worry about this. We got this.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Brutal.
We're gonna fix it.
Brutal.
Nah.
Brutal. You should have been like, this is unacceptable. We're playing absolute ass and taking it on the chin.
Yep.
Not faked it. Oh, we're going to be fine. Keep losing games. Just keep losing it. Guys, it's coming. Never came, bud.
No.
Never happened.
I listened to that interview live, and I distinctly remember making this face, that face. Yeah.
I was so concerned when I was watching it on TV.
Yeah.
And we came in and we were like, let's talk about this. This is dumb. Pete, dumb.
Well, I mean, the
Rocks.
Mets landslide at the end of the year was just monumental.
Sad.
Yeah.
Baseball lifestyle, it's my lifestyle.